So let's move forward and complete this particular step. It is not yet done. Step number 4, we are not yet done. Okay. So listen. So now we have formulated a loop, right? So we have formulated a loop like this. What was our aim? So what I have told you, this negative cell indicates that we can do some allocation in this particular cell. That means you have to add some number of units in this particular cell, right? I am just taking this symbol plus. That means I have to add some number of units in this particular cell. Okay. See, now listen carefully. If I am adding some number of units here, what will happen to this? Already we are having 50 plus 100, which is 150. This one. So which is the demand. So if you are adding some number of units here, what will happen? This will increase. But we should not change this number, right? Because it is given in the question and these demand values are constant. Okay. See, whenever you are adding some number of units here, you have to subtract from other allocations so that you can equate to 150. Let us say if you are adding some 10 number of units here, maybe you have to subtract some 10 number of units maybe from here or maybe from here so that you can equate that to 150. Similarly, whenever you are adding here, this will also change because already 250 you are having. Okay. So let us say if you are adding 100 units here, you have to subtract 100 units from this particular allocation so that this 250 will be remaining constant. Okay. So if I am adding here, what I have to do? I have to subtract here. Now if I am subtracting here, this will change. So you should not change this. You have to keep this constant. That's why I am adding here. And if I am adding here, I have to subtract from here again. Okay. So I am repeating again. So after forming a loop, here you have to add some number of units. Now you just remember like this. Alternatively, you have to take plus and minus at the corners of the loop. So this is a corner of the loop, this is also corner, this is also corner, and this is also corner of a given loop. Okay. So here I am taking plus, I am taking minus here, plus here, minus here. Maybe clockwise direction, anti-clockwise, that doesn't matter. Okay. So I am taking plus here. So in the other corner, so in this particular corner of a loop, I am taking plus. So in the other corner, I have to take minus, plus, minus, plus. Alternatively, you can put plus and minus. Okay, Kumar, in the same amount. Yeah, Saurav, we are going for that. We are going for that only. Okay. So now alternatively we have kept plus and minus, right? Now we have to decide how many number of units we have to add in this particular cell. That we have to decide. Okay. So to decide that, see, from these two cells you can subtract. Okay. Now from among these two cells, what is the minimum value? 50 is the minimum value. Okay. So you have to take this minimum value. Now I am repeating again. You have to look at the negative cells. Okay. So these two are negative cells. Among the negative cells, what is the minimum value? 50. Okay. Now you have to add 50 here. Okay. See what we are doing. We are making a new allocation in the negative cell. Okay. See, whenever you are introducing a new allocation, you have to remove an old allocation also. That's what we are doing. Because ultimately, you should have only m plus n minus 1 allocations. Otherwise, we cannot use Modi method. Okay. Now, what I am doing, among these two, minimum value is 50. I am adding 50 here. Okay. So, if I am adding 50 here, what I have to do? So, what this will be becoming 150. I mean, 50, if I am adding 50 here, this cell is negative cell. I am subtracting 50 from here. So, what will be your new allocation? It will be 50. Okay. So if I am subtracting, it will be 0. So this is positive cell. We have added 50 here. And this is negative cell. 50 minus 50, it will be 0. Now it is a positive cell. So we have added 50, right? So here also you have to add 50. So initially you are having 50. So this will be becoming 100. 50 plus 50, it will become 100. Next, it is negative cell. You have to subtract 50. So this will be becoming 200. Now you just check. So what is this 150? So 50 plus 100. Now this became 0. Okay. 50 plus 100, 150. It is satisfied. And here also you just check. It should be 150. So 100 plus 50, 150. So this is your new allocation, right? So check here, 100 plus 200, it is also 300. So 50 plus 200, it is 250. So to balance them, so alternatively, we are adding and subtracting the allocations. Okay. So whenever you are adding or subtracting, you have to add at only the corners of the loop. Okay. So now we got new allocations. So this is your initial allocation. Now you got new allocation. What we have done? We have removed 50 units from here and we have added 50 units in this particular cell. That's all. That's what we have done. Okay. So alternatively, other allocations also we have changed. Okay. Now calculate the total cost. Now again you are having only 5 allocations. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are having only 5 allocations. This is not allocation. We have removed allocation from here in this cell and we have added one new allocation in this particular cell. Okay. Now calculate total cost. It will be 50 into 4 plus 100 into 8 plus 100 into 8 again plus 50 into 6 plus 200 into 9. So I think you will be getting answer as rupees 3,900. So maybe you might have got this doubt also. So why we are considering this 100 maybe? Okay, don't worry. Okay, so you have to take all the 5 allocations. What are your new allocations? 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is also your allocation. Okay. So this you are not changed. That doesn't mean that you should not take that in the final total cost. Okay. You have to take that also in the final total cost. So these are your new allocations and this is your final total cost, which is 3,900. I guess. Please check this value. Okay. So now you can ask your doubts. So I know you are having so many doubts in your mind. So I'll give some points also for this. Don't worry, because I know you will be forgetting after some time. Fine. Now I'll dictate points. Okay. Wait. Now can we tell this is optimal solution? Can we tell this is optimal solution 3,900? Is this optimal solution? What was the condition for optimal solution? Recall the condition. So in step number 3, if all the elements are non-negative, then it is optimal solution. Anshu, you are saying yes. Saurav also saying yes. How can you say yes? We cannot say. Okay. So already I have told you it is lengthy procedure. Okay. Still we are having 3 more steps. Trishal, very good. No. Why? Why no? Nirbhay, no. Very good. So listen. Now what you have to do? Now these are your new allocations, right? This is your new allocations. By considering this particular matrix, again we need to follow step 1, step 2, step 3. In the step 3, if you are not getting any negative value, okay, that means if all the values are non-negative, then only we can conclude that this is optimal solution. That's why I have written only total cost. That's why I have not written it as minimum cost or optimal cost. It is just total cost as of now. Okay. So what we have done, we have taken this particular allocations and we have performed step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay. So now take these allocations, new allocations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take these new allocations and repeat step 1, step 2, step 3 and check whether you are getting any negative value in step 3. See, if you are getting any negative value in step 3, again you have to repeat the same procedure, loop formation, everything. Okay. So before starting that, you can take some points for this. Okay. So because you will be forgetting. So we have to check again. Good, Nirbhay. Anurag, very good. You have to check again. Trishal, all the values will be non-negative or not. That we have to check. Very good. Okay. So little bit of lengthy procedure. So again, we have one question in GATE examination also. So I don't know why they have asked that much. Little bit of lengthy question. But in the GATE examination, they have given only 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. So write down some points. After formulating a loop, write down. After formulating a loop, after forming a loop, take positive sign in the cell, take positive sign in the cell where take positive sign in the cell where most negative element was present in step number 3. Okay, so after formulating a loop, what you have to do? You have to take the positive sign in the most negative cell in step number 3. I mean, in step number 3 we got negative sign here, right? So there you have to take positive sign in this particular step number 4. Okay, so next point, take alternative positive and negative signs. Take alternative positive and negative signs. Take alternative positive and negative signs at the corners of the loop. At the corners of the loop. Okay, so at the corners of the loop you have to take alternatively plus minus like that. Okay, among the negative cells, among the negative cells, consider minimum allocation value. Among the negative cells, consider minimum allocation value for reallocation. Next point, add the minimum value to the existing allocations. Add the minimum value to the existing allocations. Add the minimum value to the existing allocations in the positive cells. Add the minimum value to the existing allocations in the positive cells and subtract the minimum value from the existing allocations in the negative cells. So hope everyone is clear with these points which I have already dictated here. Okay, because obviously after some number of days you will be forgetting. Okay, so please go through these points. Okay, so now what we are going to do? So step 1, step 2, step 3, again you have to repeat. So in step 1 what you have to do? You have to calculate ui, vj values, right? So for calculating ui, vj values, you have to take the allocated cells, I mean cost values which are present in allocated cells. So it is 4. No, it is not your allocation. Okay, 0 is not allocation. Okay, so this is allocated cell 8. This is also allocated cell 8. This one new allocation 6, 9. Okay, so what you have to calculate? u1, u2, u3 values, right? So I am not writing the whole statements, okay, because in the previous question we have written. You can copy that particular statement, okay, if you want. So I am taking u1 value again as 0. So it is your wish, you can take any other variable also as 0. u1 is 0, so this will be 8. So this will be 1. And if this is 1, this will be 5, I guess. So 5 plus 1, 6. So if it is 5, this will be 3. 5 plus 3, 8. And v1 value, it is 4. Okay. So what about step number 2? You have to calculate ui plus vj values for the non-allocated cells. What about non-allocated cells? These are your non-allocated cells. Here ui plus vj 5, 7, 8 plus 3, 11, 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, so 4 non-allocated cells. So in the step number 3, you have to calculate Cij minus ui plus vj. What are Cij values? 8 minus 5, it will be 3. 12 minus 7, this will be 5. 11 minus 11, 0. And this one 10 minus 5. So all elements are, okay, so that point I will dictate, I am not writing here. So all the elements in this step number 3 are non-negative. That means your solution 3900, it is optimal. Now we can say it is optimal, okay. So initially we can't say it was optimal, but now we can conclude that this particular solution 3900, it is optimal. Okay, so conventional type of question, very lengthy question, but still they are asking these type of questions in GATE examination. Okay, so it was a previous year question only, but at that time they used to ask conventional type of questions. I think it was asked for 5 marks, I guess. Okay, so but nowadays if at all they want to ask a question, so it is a 3 by 3 matrix, right? So we are having one GATE previous year question, recent question only. They where they have given only 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so if it is a 2 by 2 matrix, then it becomes simpler when compared to 3 by 3 matrix. That question we will solve now. Okay, so now we just ask your doubts regarding this. Any doubts? So after step number 3, write down. So all the elements are non-negative, implies optimal solution. Okay, after step number 3, write down all the elements are non-negative. That implies we got optimal solution. See, if in this particular cell, if you are having negative element, again you have to follow the same procedure. Loop formation, everything, addition, subtraction, which we have done, allocations. Same thing, it is an iterative process, okay. So if you are having negative element, again you have to formulate a loop. So don't worry, that much lengthy questions they will not ask in GATE examination, because I mean more than one iteration it becomes very difficult. Okay. So maybe in university conventional exams, or maybe if you are writing or if you are giving engineering services exam, maybe in those examinations they can ask conventional type of questions. But for GATE 2 marks, they will never ask more than one iteration. Okay, fine. Any other doubts regarding this? So maybe I am just thinking to add one more point. Okay, so don't get loaded much. See, someone was asking about 0, right? Okay, I am just adding one more point. Maybe I don't know. So if at all they want to twist a question in GATE examination. Okay, so this is just beyond GATE. Okay, so some extra points. Whenever you are having 0 like this, okay. Okay, so I am just looking at the doubt. Then I will come to this again. Anshu, you are saying that if 2 values are negative, then second value also be not required. Okay, so only one element. If let us say -3, -5, you just have to start forming a loop from -5 only. Forget about -3. So only one you have to take. No need to consider second negative value. You forget about second negative. You just consider most negative value. Now I was talking about this 0, okay. See, whenever you are having 0 like this, in this step number 3, this 0 indicates that we are having multiple optimal solutions for this particular transportation problem. Already we have seen graphical method and simplex method, where we got multiple optimal solutions. Remember? Same thing, whenever you are having 0 here, like this, in the step number 3. Okay. So, I mean, without any negative values. Negative values should not be there. So, here you are not having any negative values. It is optimal solution. Definitely we can say it is optimal solution. But this 0 indicates that you are having multiple optimal solutions for this particular transportation problem. That means, there exists another set of allocations like this, from where you will be getting same total cost, which is 3900. Okay. So, we can add that point also. Maybe it may be useful. Write down. So, the 0 here indicates that an alternate optimal solution is possible. An alternate optimal solution is possible for the given problem. So one more alternate optimal solution is possible for this given problem. So it is one more extra point. Okay, so if you are getting confused, no need to worry. But still, maybe if they want to ask very tough questions, they can ask these type of questions also. So hope this Modi algorithm is clear. We are having one GATE previous year question on this algorithm. We will solve that question and then we will wind up this particular Modi algorithm. Okay. So after that we will start with special cases. So we will be completing that special cases also in today's session. And after that we will start with assignment models. Fine. So please start with this question, GATE 2017 question. So which is there in your secondary screen. Okay. So I am just explaining this procedure. Okay. I mean how to solve this particular question. That's what I am explaining now. So remaining you have to solve this question. So please try this question. If you are not able to answer this or if you are not able to solve, then I will solve. Okay. So look at this question. A product made in two factories, P and Q, is transported of two destinations, R and S. The per unit cost of transportation from factories to destinations are as per the following matrix. So matrix is given. So this is what given in the question. So I think it is PQ and RS. So cost values, I mean unit transportation cost, it is given 10,7 and 3,4. Now you just tell me what are your sources and what are your destinations. By just reading at the question, what are your sources and what are your destinations here? Sorry. So what about your sources and destinations? So whether PQ, they are sources or destinations. So PQ are your factories, right? So factories will be manufacturing some finished goods. Definitely after manufacturing, they can supply those finished goods. Very good, Shramai. PQ are your sources. That means I have to write supply here and I have to write demand here. Okay. So is it okay? Sources can supply and destinations will be having some amount of demand. I am just moving to the next slide. Okay. So they are saying that factory P produces 7 units. So factory P produces 7 units and factory Q produces 9 units and R is having a demand of 8 units and S is also having a demand of 8 units. So just check whether supply is equal to demand or not. This is 16 and this is also 16. So supply is equal to demand, in the sense we can apply any of the available methods. NW, VAM, any methods we can apply only if total supply is equal to total demand. Okay. So now what they are asking in the question. So if the northwest corner method provides total transportation cost as X number of rupees, that means you have to solve this particular question using NW method. After solving this question using NW method, you will be getting some total cost value. That total cost value is equal to X rupees. That is what they are saying in the question. Next, the optimized total transportation cost is Y rupees. That means how to find optimized total transportation cost? You have to use MODI method. So find the initial solution or initial basic feasible solution using NW method, and after that apply MODI algorithm on NW method. Okay. So basic feasible solution you will be getting from here, end up using NW method. Okay. So after finding basic feasible solution, you have to find out the Y value, which is your optimal total cost. Okay. So for that you have to use MODI algorithm. See, it is a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. So it is little bit simpler when compared to previous problem. Okay. So still they are asking these type of questions in GATE examination. So there is no shortcut. Okay. Definitely you have to use MODI algorithm for this. So use NW method, find out X value, that is your total cost value, and use MODI method, MODI algorithm, and find out Y value. And in the question they are asking us to calculate X minus Y. Okay, what is the difference between X and Y, that they are asking in the question. So I hope you have understood this question. So please solve this one. Find out X value first and just tell me, and then you have to find out Y value also. Very good, 105. Sai Kumar correct, Abhimanyu. So your X value is 105. That means you got some initial basic feasible solution. Now find out optimal solution using MODI method. Okay. Find out optimal, which will be your Y value, and after that you have to calculate X minus Y. Northwest corner method. You have to go to the northwest cell and you have to allocate minimum of these two values, which is 7. This will become 0 and this will be 1. Now as this became 0, you can cancel this particular row. Now again, what is northwest corner cell? Here you can allocate only 1. So this will be becoming 0 and this will become 8. Now cancel this particular column. Now you are left with only one cost value, 8. This will be 0. This will also be 0. So calculate the total cost. total cost is equal to X value is equal to 7 into 10 plus 1 into 3 plus 4 into 8. So I guess this value it is 105 rupees. Okay. So now for this particular initial solution, you have to use or you have to apply MODI method, modified distribution method, to find out Y value or optimal cost value. So what is your first step? So I am also doing along with you. So in the first step you have to calculate UI comma Vj values. Calculate UI comma Vj values for the allocated cells. For allocated cells, right? So take down the cost values which are present in allocated cells. It is allocated cell 10, 3 and 4. So U1, U2, V1, V2. What about U1 value? I am just assuming or taking it as 0. Okay. 0. So this will be 10. That means 10 plus 0. It is 10. Okay. What about this value? U2, it is minus 7. Maybe you might have got some confusion here. See, your U1, U2 and V1, V2 values may be positive or it may be negative also. No issues. So 10 minus 7, it will be 3. What about this value? 11. So 11 minus 7, it will be 4. So maybe, I don't know whether maybe you might have got doubt here because you are getting some negative value. No issues. You may get negative values also. Okay. Second step, calculate UI plus Vj for non-allocated cells. So we are having only one non-allocated cell, which is this one, 11 plus 0, 11. Next, third step, step number 3, calculate Cij minus UI plus Vj for this particular cell. So what is Cij value? 7. So 7 minus 11, I guess, right? So this is minus 4. So negative element implies your solution is not optimal. So any doubt up to this step number 3? We have done same steps. It is a 2 by 2 matrix, so it is little bit simpler when compared to the previous question. Okay. So again in step number 3, we got negative value. That means your solution is not optimal. You can reallocate some number of units in this particular cell. What about step number 4? In step number 4 is loop formation. Step number 4, it is loop formation, right? So for forming a loop, you have to take the allocated cells first. Allocations, you have to take 7, 1 and 8. Okay. So these are your allocations. Now what is your negative cell? This is your negative cell. So from here you have to start forming a loop. Maybe clockwise loop, anti-clockwise loop, that doesn't matter. You will get same answer. Don't worry about that direction. Okay. So very simply we can form because it is just a 2 by 2 matrix. So alternatively plus minus, plus, minus, plus and minus. Okay. So now among these negative cells, what is the minimum negative allocation? Minimum allocation. This is the minimum allocation, 7. So now this 7 you have to add here and you have to subtract from these two cells. So in these two cells you have to add 7 to the existing allocations, and in these two cells you have to subtract from the existing allocations. Already these points I have given to you. Okay. So if you want, you can read those points again. Okay. So 7. So here I have to add 7. Right. So I am adding 7 here. So I am subtracting 7. That means this will become 0. I am adding 7 here. So 1 plus 7, it will be 8. I am subtracting 7. So this will be becoming 1. So now these 3 are your new allocations. Calculate total cost. Total cost is equal to 7 into allocation into 7 plus 8 into 3 plus 1 into 4. So I guess this value maybe you are getting 77 I guess. Now again, is this optimal solution? We don't know. Okay. So with these new allocations, again you have to repeat step 1, 2, 3, and in the third step, if you are not getting any negative value, then we can say this is optimal solution. So your optimal solution means it is your y value. Okay. So repeat the 3 steps again for these new allocations and then calculate, check whether it is optimal or not. Please reply whether this is optimal or not. Very good. So I am just repeating those 3 steps again. I am erasing this. Okay, so I am erasing this part. So let us say it is step 5. So again you have to calculate ui comma vj values. So u1, u2, v1, v2, right? So take down the cost values in the allocated cells, 7 and this one it is 3 and 4. So let us assume this value as 0. So this will be 7. 7 plus 0, 7. So it will be 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 it is 4. And this will be 6 minus 3. It is 3. Okay. So what about next step? You have to calculate. ui plus vj values for the non-allocated cells. We are having only one non-allocated cell, which is this one, sorry. So it is 6. What about next step? You have to calculate Cij minus ui plus vj. Okay. So what is Cij value corresponding to this? 10. 10 minus 6, which is 4. So implies optimal. Now we can say that this is your optimal solution and this is your y value. What they are asking in the question? To calculate x minus y, right? X minus y is equal to 105 minus 77, which is 20. In this particular question, you are not having correct option. Okay. So 28 is correct answer. Exactly. Don't worry. Most of you might have got 28 as answer. I guess. Okay. 28 is correct answer, which is not there in options. Okay. See, whenever you are having these type of questions in GATE examination, they will give you 2 marks, bonus marks. Okay. Everyone will get 2 marks. Even if you have attempted the question, or even if you have not attempted the question, that doesn't matter. Okay. You will be getting 2 marks. Okay. So maybe you might be thinking we have done this much lengthy procedure, but still everyone is getting 2 marks. Okay. So maybe it happened with this question. Okay. So whenever some wrong data is given or whenever option is not available, okay, right Kumar, right. Okay. So that's why one more thing, okay. So any question in GATE examination, you should not take it to ego. Okay. In the sense, I mean, if you are not getting answer, leave that particular question and then move on to the next question. Okay. So don't spend much time in a question. Okay. So maybe you may be right, but you will be keep on checking and you will be wasting maybe some 10 minutes of time for this particular question because everything is right. Okay. So everything and all the steps and all the procedure it is correct. Okay. So still you might be thinking where I have done mistake. Okay. So like that you will be wasting a lot of time. Okay. So if you are not able to get answer for any question, just move on to the next method. So any other doubts regarding this Modi method? So with this we are done with Modi method. Okay. So maybe you can solve some other questions if you want. If you are having any other sources, using those sources you can solve. Or else maybe using, we have solved some questions in using LCM WAM method. On those solutions you apply Modi method and just check what is the optimal solution which you are getting. So like this you can practice some more questions. Okay. So this was the only question, okay, in GATE examination. But still we cannot take risk. We have to go through this method also.